Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match party. The only West Ham United post-match party on the internet. We've just come back to the London Stadium. It's West Ham 3, Brighton 3.
Starting lineup. Yeah, a couple of changes from the Liverpool game. Fabianski in goal. Fredericks coming in at right back. Diop and Ogbonna, two centre halves. Criswell left back. Three-man midfield of Noble, Rice, and what's his name? Souček, and then Antonio on the left, Snodgrass on the right, and Heller up top.
On his own?
Well, it was a 4-3-3 system, so it was a good tactical change, I thought, personally.
Yeah, I mean, we started off all right, didn't we? Like, really, it was looking positive. Like, we had some good chances. I mean, they had a few chances earlier on. So it was looking, like you said, like it'd done the right thing. We was off to a positive start, but
yeah,
as we know.
The thing is, we started what we needed to do. We took the game to them. We put them on the back foot from the off. You disagree?
No, he just can't believe it.
I don't disagree. It was a nice positive starting lineup. Antonio played very well.
I thought it was really good. Really good.
You know, it was tense. You know, they could have scored in the first sort of 30 seconds, but it went wide. From them, we limited their chances. Got the goal in 30 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Great ball in. Good ball in by Snoddy. Great finish by Diop. Then just before half time, I said to Ryan, we've got to get another one. I think if we get another one, the game will be dead. Drops to Snodgrass, brilliant volley.
Yeah.
Bit of luck with a deflection.
Yeah.
Going at 2-0.
Yeah.
Goes downstairs, I thought to myself, no way we can give this game up. We're playing well, we've limited their chances and all that. Within 30 seconds of the restart, somehow we fucking give away a corner and the keeper, right? And I'm gonna say my piece with the keeper, right?
Yeah.
Because if it was Roberto, everyone would be fucking screaming at him. Now I know Fabianski's a good goalkeeper, but what the fuck was he doing?
Well, I'm going to defend Fabianski because where was his protection?
I don't know.
Right now, you go back to the first half, right?
Yeah.
Decent performance, very good performance, positive performance, what we needed to see. He pulled off a couple of good saves. Fabianski in the first half, if I remember rightly, where they had chances. They set up for that corner, right? You look how we defend that corner, and then the corner straight after once we've conceded from that first one in the second half, right? They put two men on Fabianski. There was not one West Ham defender trying to protect their goalkeeper at all.
This is the problem though. With defending set pieces, we're very poor, and there's always a lack of organisation in the box and people knowing where they should be.
I've never seen in football where the goalkeeper's standing with a player the size of Glenn Murray standing next to him like this, and there's no defender trying to get in between them. He had no protection from his centre halves whatsoever.
And the thing is, even if you can give him some of the blame, Fabianski, how often does he do them versus Roberto? If Roberto had made one mistake in a blue room.
If it was Roberto, it'd get pelted. So I've got to be very fair on Roberto, if no one else, and say like he's fucked up there. But I do take the point. There's no one getting in between the defenders and all that. And that's where, for me, that's where players like Diop should be.
Yeah, of course.
Getting in between the defenders. And that's why I'm a bit worried about Diop. Diop's a very good player. He's got a lot of class. He's like a Rolls Royce of a defender.
He's still young.
He's too green. That's what you call green. Yeah. And that's like a lot to learn. Hasn't really, like, he's had that last season and this season. He's still very young. He's got a lot to learn in the game, let alone in the Premier League. And that's why players like Glenn Murray score against us every fucking season.
Yeah.
Because, you know, just silly things like that. You know, putting himself about. And the thing that worries me about today is, we don't want it. We don't want it when that starts happening.
We weren't.
We're not tight enough to our men. There's not enough effort in the midfield to cut out the play. Our shape was completely wrong in the second half. They changed their shape. We needed to match their shape to make sure we're man for man. And even when we are if we were man for man, apart from the overlapping defenders, when they're passing the ball in the middle, we're too far away.
Yeah, doesn't that all come down to the manager?
I'll get there. Don't worry. You know, you've got to be pressing harder. You've got to be working harder to stop them balls from being. But like we can see it. You can excuse it against Liverpool. Liverpool, a good team. They find pockets of space. Blah 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 blah. Brighton, yeah. The amount of times they took touches in our box, can find a man in the box. No, you know, we're at 6s and 7s. We ain't got a fucking clue when it comes to defending.
See, we've been doing that all season as well. Not pressing, sitting back off players.
Yeah, but give them the first goal.
No, but I'm saying in the first half we did press. We did get higher up the press. You know, you look at that first. You look at the first half. You've got to say 90% of the first half we controlled it. We controlled it. We bossed it. Yeah, and
they had their moments. Let's
exactly. As teams do,
dominating. Right? They didn't completely dominate.
They would disagree a little bit. They had more of the ball.
Oh, yeah, they had more of the ball, but we did more with it. We were much more positive than they were, right? And 2-0 was a fair scoreline at half time.
Scott, we don't flood them. We don't flood them.
But we've not got the players to do that. We ain't had the players to do that for years.
It just takes a little bit of effort, though, Scott.
Of course it does.
It's interesting, since he did put the 3 in the middle like that with Souček, Rice and Noble, you'd expect a little bit more sureness in the midfield.
Seeing Souček in the first half, I like the way he played his game. You know, he's got a bit. He put himself about a bit. He got in to try and support the front line.
And offensively. Yeah,
he's got a bit. Nearly scored. You know, he's decent in here, and his game will suit the way we're playing. You know, how we played in that first half, not how we played in the second half. The big factor for me in the second half, 2 things that I think he did wrong. When we got that third goal, as soon as that third goal went in, you saw it. Souček, Rice, sitting. You see him talking about it, right? Sitting, pushing Noble further on. Yeah. So you've then literally, while Antonio's still there, you've got your back 4. You've then got 2 holding midfielders, and you're pushing Noble on. You shouldn't be pushing Noble on. Right? Yeah. Noble, no disrespect to him, he's not that player. Yeah. Right? As soon as that third goal went in, if you're going to do that with Noble, you need to be taking him off and bringing Fornals on. And getting Fornals to push forward.
Do you not think maybe we could have started Fornals instead of Noble? Do you think because Noble, even when we was on top, I didn't really see Noble do much.
But I'll be honest with you, Dan. That's why we're so fucking right in the middle. Because you can't rely on Noble. You need 3 players in there. Yeah. And Noble's come in. Who we got? No one. Yeah. He's with Souček.
He's 33 years old.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you can't sit there and say that, because the first half the system worked. There was no problem. We were doing everything it was.
Of course you can say the system worked, but you can't say it couldn't be better, or there's improvements you can make. Do you know what I mean?
You're 2-0 up at half time. You don't need to improve it.
Yeah, but no, you don't. But then it carries on.
But they change.
Yeah, but the problem was we got far too negative. Moyes tactically, bang on at the start of the game, got it right. He got it completely wrong in the second half. And as much as you can say Fabianski flapped at that one, the second goal was ridiculous. The manager got the tactics wrong with the changes that he made. Antonio was never going to last 90 minutes, we know that. But bringing him on and bringing Masuaku on and going a flat 5 at the back, suicide. Suicide.
We invited we invited on pressure, and that's when you look at the.
Haller cannot hold the ball up. He can't. We've seen it time and time again. He's playing up front, put Antonio around him.
But the thing is, he actually can hold it up, because I know he can't right now, but he is capable.
Was that playing a 5? Yeah, and then a 4, and then a 1. For him to hold that ball, he's got to have the ball for 10 seconds before any of our players can get near him.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
But earlier on in the season, that was one of his strengths, and I don't know why that's gone. But that
confidence.
There's the void of confidence.
I'll be honest with you, he's floating around doing nothing. He's ineffective. £45 million striker that he's just floating through games. He's looking for the end of the season. He wants, and believe me now, he wants out this club.
The thing is,
fucking shambles once again. And I hope this kid comes in with the kid Bowen. I hope he comes in and he's something else.
He needs to be.
Because if he isn't, and he's just another average player, doesn't hit the ground running in the Premier League, we are fucking doomed. I think we're doomed anyway.
I'm about 8% sure with that.
Today was a chance to get some confidence.
Yeah, of course it was.
Suck Brighton back down towards it. You know, put a little bit of distance between ourselves and I didn't even see how Villa and Watford got on in the end, but.
All the win would have done was just kept out bottom three. It's so tight then.
Villa lost.
Yeah, but
so
the next
tight
two
then.
games,
Exactly.
they're not winnable.
For me today, coming here, it was win or bust. You know, it was either go there, get the win, just anything but a win.
Just a little check, just in case.
Anything but a win, you know, wasn't acceptable. A draw's not acceptable, a loss was definitely not acceptable.
No.
And there's a lot of positives to take today. There is a lot of positives going forward.
I thought there is some. I don't know about a
Listen,
lot, mate.
if we don't concede that
Right,
stupid
you
goal,
say there's a
second goal.
lot. List them then. List all the positives because I think they do like there's some, but I don't say
The
a lot.
first half performance, a new player coming in, first game in the Premier League, looking like he can adapt to the Premier League straight away. A new style of play, a different type of system, which does worry me. Don't get me wrong, because it's the third type of system we've tried to play in 5 or 6 games.
Here's the thing, you say the first half performance, right? We all know it's a 90-minute game and we have dropped more points from winning positions than any other team in the league.
Yeah, I know.
And this is the problem.
That.
How many games? What's this? We got
20
20 years. It's got to be 22? No,
25, isn't it? 24, 25.
We've got 13 games left. We've got Man City, Liverpool,
Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs.
Man United away, Spurs. 6.
We got Wolves. We got Wolves.
Sorry, no. You're sitting there, right? Look, you've got Man City, Liverpool. Yeah, they're write-offs. The rest of the games are not.
But mate, the way we have been playing, like you look at, maybe we might turn up for Spurs. You never know.
6 of them games, right? Then you've got the big ones. And the thing is about the big ones, Scott, I don't mean to be fucking funny on it, mate. When's the last time you seen us win here?
Yeah. God knows when. Bournemouth,
right?
It was Bournemouth, though. Yeah, but it was Bournemouth. Yeah, 4-0.
Before that, Man United.
Man United, yeah.
We've won about 3 times here.
Oh, I know.
This is our home.
Yeah.
This is where you got to pick up your points.
Exactly. I totally agree. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but yeah, we've got City. We've got a tough run of games coming up. Our last 5 games, every game's winnable, isn't it? That's how you got to look at it.
But this was
for
winnable.
me.
That's the thing.
Yeah, for me.
Too late.
Yeah, for me, today was about staying out of the bottom 3 and getting a win because we're not beating City, we're not beating Liverpool. So we would have been in the bottom 3 at that situation. But this today should have been the time we get ourselves out.
Get a bit of time.
Yeah, you know, you're not now that draw. It's not cut us adrift, but with 2 defeats that are going to be coming, because the way we set up against Liverpool the other night was to get beat, but not to get beat heavily. That was the whole attitude of the thing, in my opinion. He played a negative formation, like he did when Antonio went off today, and we got stung.
Which we saw last time we had him. He was very negative. When there's times when we was against bottom of the league Stoke at home, it's so negative.
That's what worries me today.
Yeah.
Today, the way we was playing, we give away that stupid goal. At 3-1, it's a chance to go to the jugular. They're on their arses. They've got to come forward. Keep on going forward.
Yep.
And every time they come forward, like as soon as you get the ball, flood, we ain't got the players to do that. We ain't got the mentality. We ain't got the brains to do that. We could have gone in there today and we could have grabbed 5-6 if we'd have been smart about it. But
I totally agree.
Ali's fucking floating around like, you know, they all thought they'd won the game and all of that. And in the end, we was the fucking the
we were holding on. We were holding on.
And in the end, it was Brighton that could have scored 4, 5, 6.
All of these substitutions were uninspired because he did that double substitution with Fornals and Lansey.
I don't just fuck what anybody says. I know people saying they're going, give him a chance. We give him a chance. He wasn't good enough before. He's shit. He's a shit manager. He you know, all of this bollocks about winning is what we do, winning is what I do and all that. But Dan, he hasn't been helped.
He hasn't. No,
he hasn't been helped. A geezer like that needs a lot of help. Yeah, he's been here since January. Yeah, you can turn around and say he hasn't had the time to sort of analyse his squad, blah 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 blah. But there's people in this club here that do know what the problems are. There's people that've been around the club for a long time. He could have spoke to Noble. What do we need, Nobes? What do you think we need? I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
Need a bit of pace. Need a bit of power. We need.
But let me.
You can't rely on me. But hold on.
Go on.
We need a bit of pace. We need a bit of power. We need this. Need that. Right? He could go to the chairman. Get this done. We need this done. We've got Sheffield United. We've got so-and-so game. So-and-so game. So-and-so game. They're the ones we should target. At the end of January, we're going to be running into Liverpool twice, Man City, and all of that.
Pick up the points
Pick
before
up the
them
points
games.
Before the games.
Yeah,
Try and
yeah.
get what we need, be more positive. Because I'll be honest with you, in the Sheffield United game, we was probably just a bowing away from securing the points. A positive player like that when we've got so many injuries. In the game that we drew against Everton, was probably a shoe check away from not conceding that second goal. Do you know what I mean? Get the fucking players and get them embedded into the squad by the time this comes along. And even, you never know, with some sort of fucking miracle, they might even go and fucking get a draw against a City or Liverpool. Do you know what I mean?
But this was the thing, is what I saw.
Look at Southampton.
Yeah, that's all right.
Look at Southampton. Southampton were on their fucking arse. They were on their arse.
And Watford.
Yeah. And they've lost today against Liverpool, but it's Liverpool. So.
Southampton are 8th. They're above Arsenal. They're pushing for Europe. It's 10 games.
We're done.
Yeah.
Between the time we played them and we put them to the bottom of the league, to now, look at the positivity around the club. Look what they're doing. That's all it needs, is a bit of positivity.
But they've got good players.
There's so much going on at this club. There's so much going on.
See, now that's the problem. Everything around this club at the moment is negative. I was saying to him on the way in.
Don't blame the fans, because it's not the fans.
No, the fans are getting the arsehole because everything is negative. I said to him on the way in, right, all we seem to talk about lately is the ball. We know they're the root of all the problems. I'm fed up with talking about the ball. I want to be talking about the football.
Yeah. But that's the thing. If you don't, it's the elephant in the room, because they're the cause of all our problems.
That's it. But
everything that's wrong at this club, they're at the root of it. It starts at the top, mate.
You look at the fan cams today, what people are saying, there's a lot of players out there that don't show the heart and desire that we need to be seeing. We are in a dogfight.
Yeah.
And the thing that worries me, there's a lot of players there that are not ready for a dogfight. They don't even know what a dogfight is. And this is the thing, today was a dogfight. Today was a massive 6-pointer.
But let's be real, right? We didn't. When you look at the summer and the summer before, we weren't signing players with dogfights in mind. We were signing players thinking flair, Europe, Pellegrini. We want to play this attacking football. We weren't even fathoming.
I still go back, and this is my opinion. It's not fact. It'll never be proven. But Pellegrini told that ball what needed to be done, and they're not willing to do it. He's told him about the investments. Because one of the first things when Pellegrini came in here is he said he wants to revamp the Rush Green. They're going to revamp Rush Green?
Of course not.
No. Of course they won't.
No.
What's the point? When you're going to a manager, when you've been to clubs like Malaga and taken them into the Champions League, when you've been to clubs like Man City, who knows what it takes to win, what's the point of going into a chairman and go, we need to change this, and he turns around and go, well, we can't change that, we're not going to change that, we're unwilling to change that, we might change that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And we can't change. And he's probably sitting there thinking, like, £8 million a year in a manager's position. Yeah. It's like, well, if I can't tell you to change it, well, what chance have we got? You're not giving the people the optimum chance of succeeding.
But the problem is, and this is the issue, is when you have at the top everyone, no one of football people. So in their mind, they just think sign players. That's the solution. We just need to sign more players. That's not the solution. You need to. It comes from the ground up. So you have your development, your scouting, your fucking youth training, all the pitches.
You look at what the ex-pros have come out and said in the past week or so. You've had Steve McManaman.
Yeah.
Joe Cole, Tony Cottee, the guys from Sky and the Sunday Supplement and all that, right?
We're getting sued.
And they've all turned around and said, and the one key thing that they've all touched on, there's no plan.
Yeah.
Which is the big thing. There's no plan. There's no plan about, right, where are we going to move forward? So they've gone and got a Pellegrini, a manager that's got the winning mentality, wants to play a style of play. So instead of taking, right, this is the manager we've got who wants to play this way, expansive football, attacking football, right, let's go and get some young talented players who can play that way, but let's get some grafters in as well.
Yeah.
People are going to work. We didn't do that.
Balance.
We went and signed Sanchez, who's not young, he's not going to graft.
Yeah.
We went and got top players, Hilaire coming to the club, top player,
Yeah.
decent attacking
Mate,
player.
we spoke
But-
about it on the phone earlier. Wolverhampton should be the template, right?
Exactly.
Nuno Espirito, right?
Yep.
As he said, he built exactly sort of players. He went to Portugal, where he's from. I want this player, built a Portuguese spine with some English grit in there. Do you know what I mean? And built a balanced squad of the sort of players that he wants to play how he wants to
So
play.
he's got how he wants to play. He's got his backroom staff in, which
Yeah.
Moyes still ain't got no backroom
Still
staff,
ain't got- yeah.
which is ridiculous, right? But you've then got, right, this is my plan. This is how I want to play. So he gets the scouts in, he gets everyone in. This is how I want to play football. These are the players I have seen that I would like. But this is the way we want to play. This
Yeah.
is the type of
They
player
have
we
an
need.
identity.
Go and find them.
That's the thing. They have an identity. We don't have an identity.
Our
about-
identity is somewhere stuck between hoofball and we want to play it on the floor.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, we haven't progressed football-wise from Allardyce.
No.
Because today, out there, even though, as I said, the formation at the start, the tactics at the start were bang on, it's still Route 1 football.
Yeah. But
It's still ping the ball over, let Antonio run.
But again, like I said, even under Allardyce, right? Look, if you want to be Route 1 and that, build the side perfectly to play that the best you can play it. But as he said, he was given presence and like, he's Zarate, he's this player. Do you know what I mean?
Like, all of that, yeah. Under Allardyce, at times we played really nice football.
No,
But
that
listen,
last season we played great football.
Listen, right? This is the plan. This is the plan from them. Yeah. I got told this yesterday. They'd made about 20 bids for players. They just wanted to see what ones they could get.
And this is another thing, another comment that I picked up off the media when someone was talking about Man United's transfer policy. They said they just seem to aim a scattergun at it.
Yeah.
West Ham, I think they put 20 faces around a dartball and lob a dart at it.
Yeah.
You know, to see who we can
what
get.
they do is they just start putting bids out everywhere to see what sticks, to see what they can do.
Yeah.
There's no plan. There's no plan in place. Like, you need to get players in. We're desperately lacking, right? Right? Do you know what, Bowen? I think he's going to be a good signing.
Yeah,
To be
I
honest.
agree. I agree.
think he's a nice, honest kid. He's a young kid that's going to want to succeed.
He looks like he's got a bit of pace about him.
But let's be honest,
He's got a bit of hunger. He's got a bit of desire, and all of that sort of thing. Yeah. Whether he sees West Ham as his long-term club, I doubt.
I don't
doubt
think
very
so.
much because of what I heard yesterday
With
about
contracts,
wages and things like that. But
Because he don't want a 50% wage reduction if we go down.
right, this is the thing, yeah. What other plan we got to put? We're desperate for a bit of pace. No pace at all.
No.
Jared Bowen, with all due respect, Antonio,
Yep.
Anderson,
Yep.
got the pace there.
Yep.
The pace in the middle we need.
Yep.
It's the. Do you know what needs to happen? Reed needs to come back in that defence.
I don't know what's going on with Reed. I don't know
Reed's
where
finished.
he's been.
He's done. He's done.
Reed's done.
I
He
heard they were
played
trying to
for
offload
New
it. They were trying to offload him January. No one to take him.
So, yeah. I mean, he's in testimonial season year, isn't he? He's in his year of his testimonial.
The thing is that, you know, if we could, you know, if things worked out differently and Moyes got it a bit more spot on, and the ridiculous second goal that we conceded, we didn't concede. It's a good day.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
It didn't, mate. He got
No,
it and he
I know it
You
didn't, and I
can't-
know hindsight's a great thing,
But
but
the thing is, mate, you get one shot at it, and we
Of
fucked
course.
that shot.
see, for me, I don't get Fredericks coming back inside today.
I would have kept the kid in.
Yeah,
The kid was so positive
Yeah.
last week. He took some of the best players out in the country.
He wasn't
last
even
week.
he wasn't even on the bench.
He held his own with some of the best in the country last week. Yeah, positive, early balls in. You know, taking people on, up and down the line, bit of pace about him. All due respect to Fredericks, I think he's a better right back than Fredericks.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
straight out, Fredericks straight in.
Now, for me today, Fredericks didn't see him open up once.
No, never.
I think they've rushed him back again.
Yeah. Exactly. I
There's
don't.
no need for
But
it.
this is the thing with Moyes is he gives all this talk about you don't run, you don't play, I want to reward hard work. Like I said, that Ngakia works his arse off. He gets dropped. For now's right. His running stats went up massively in the early days when Moyes had just taken over, right? Moyes praised him, said how well he'd done. The geezer got assists and created chances. Then for no reason, he drops him and Lanzini comes in and he starts bringing Lanzini back in and he ain't started since.
Nope.
Like,
totally
I
agree.
don't understand his mindset.
As I said, as I said,
not sticking to his own
with the
words.
changes, with Antonio going off, as I said, we knew Antonio weren't going to play a full 90 because he's just coming back. And to be fair, we don't want him playing a full 90. You know, we need to look after him because he's so important to the way we are at the moment. And Fornells should be getting more game time.
No. Yeah,
should be getting more game
bringing
time.
and bring 83 minutes, right?
Yep.
Bringing on Lanzini and Fornells. That's not the late substitution you want. The late substitution you want is someone like a striker that can come on, whether they're a pacey striker that can run them ragged like a Sacco, or a target man like a Carroll. Someone that's going to make
the late substitution you want is an Antonio coming off the bench.
Or someone who's gonna, when the defence is, exactly.
Yeah.
You think, fucking hell, like, do you know what I mean?
Because
as soon as Antonio come off, there's no threat there. To be honest with you, Allaire should have come off. Allaire should come off. They should have stuck Antonio up front, right? I know he might have been fucked. They're more worried about him than him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you see that because, again, when you go back to Antonio coming off, and then he changed the system, as I said, Masuaku comes on, we go to the flat back five, basically.
Also, where was that
The right
creativity in the
midfielder-
side there?
Yeah, the right midfielder for Brighton, don't know who he was, he's quite long hair, I think, yeah? Stay forward. Because they knew, Masuaku, I've never seen have a good game coming off the bench, right? It takes him too long to get in the game for me to be able to come off the bench like that. And they just bomb forward. And every time they come down that side.
Yeah.
And that's where they again, a manager's isolated a problem in our side and then gone, right, he's come on, takes him too long to get in the game, he can't defend to save his life, go down that side. And that's all they did, and that's where the goals come from.
He's an attacking player, Masuaku. I don't care.
But if he's an attacking player, we can see he's only an attacking player.
Yeah.
Stay the same system, your 2 goals
Like
to the
for
good,
like, mate.
like for like swap, you are playing as a winger who's like the third striker.
Yeah.
So push yourself forward. Don't drop back. Don't sit back as a back five. Because we haven't been able to hold out a game for the past 4 or 5 seasons, let alone this season. 2 goals to the good, attack. Just keep going. Because that's what we were doing right. We were pushing them back. We were pinning them back. As soon as we dropped deep, it allowed them to come forward.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying.
And mistakes happen.
Moyes
Once
bang
you're
on
under
at the
pressure.
start of the game. Towards the end of the game, we got it completely wrong.
Well, that's when it counts.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like we said, it's a 90-minute game. It is worrying. And then you look at the transfer window, right? And I think a lot of people, I think this is how they did it. It was all last minute, right? So when we finally get Bowen and he finally gets snaps, everyone's like, yeah, we've got him, brilliant. And no one's thinking, well, did we do enough in the transfer window?
Right. They announced that at 11 o'clock tonight. Yeah. They had a perfectly edited video of him in the kit, doing all this.
Yep.
Dan, I'm telling you now, you will be able to edit a video like that in under 2 hours.
No.
I'll tell you that for a fact.
Of course.
Bear in mind, they have to set up a studio for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get all the lighting in, get it all right and all that to suit it. They're more interested in the fucking promotional video than appeasing the fans, right?
Yeah.
And this is the thing that annoys me. On about the 26th of January, there's an article in one of the papers. David Sullivan reluctantly has
Decided to go in the transfer.
Decided that we have to spend money to and I'm like, what? Reluctantly, like, this is his football team. He's meant to be a West Ham fan.
Yeah.
Were you reluctant to go into the transfer market?
No.
Were you reluctant to go into the transfer market? Was anybody in here reluctant to go into the transfer market?
I'll be honest, you'd be disappointed having to dip into the transfer market because your signings that you signed in the summer didn't work out. I understand, but he's reluctant.
But we knew way before the transfer, when you knew we knew the situation, we need someone to play with Allaire. We need Antonio's injured, we need another Antonio type of player. We all knew this. We knew we needed a right back because we knew of Frederick's injury record and we can't rely on Zabaleta. We knew this in fucking November, October times.
Zabaleta should never have been given a new contract, and we should have identified another right back.
It's a bit like the last.
season.
I don't agree with Zabaleta. Yeah, he deserved another year, but we should have identified we needed another right back.
He was man of the
to
match.
come in.
What was that game he played?
When he come on,
Liverpool. The game before
Gillingham, he was
Gillingham,
outstanding.
The last game before Liverpool.
Everton.
Was it Everton?
Yeah.
I think Everton. He's got something to offer, but he should not be starting every week.
I'll be honest,
he's a
I would have
squad
rather
player.
him start today over Fredericks.
To be honest with you,
We've rushed again, another player.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, right? The problem is with Zabaleta can still be a useful player. That with players that have got energy and pace
Of course.
to cover him.
Yep. He's
He
not
ain't got that.
No, exactly.
He's isolated all the time, and there's no one that's going to cover
But
him.
I was saying to Dan on the way here, I would hope that Ngakia, after that game against Liverpool, would go to someone like Zabaleta and turn around and say,
Teach me.
what did I do wrong? What did you see in my game that I did wrong? Because for me, that's why Zabaleta's still at this club. Because of his experience, his mentality, the fact that he's won things, the fact that he gives his all. You can't knock him for that, he gives everything. And I would hope that a young kid, will be looking at him and going, what mistakes did I make? How can I improve?
I would feel so bad for Zabaleta, right? End his career, because it's going to be the last game of his career. He ends it with a relegation. That'd be a shame for that bloke. He's been a top player his whole
More
career.
shame than me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, look, mate. If we, I'm so sure.
Thing is,
we're
I've
going down.
always been on the ilk of like, they wouldn't want us to go down, right? And when I sit there and look into it, and look a bit deeper into things, for their own pride, they wouldn't want us to go down, which is what we know they love. They don't want to look bad in the media, things like that. You've seen that in the recent weeks with things that have gone on, and they wouldn't want that on their record of them going down, of us going down. But then when I look at us going down, and I think you look at the parachute payments from the TV money, then the fact of the players that will sell, Haller, Rice, Fornells, Lanzini, Diop, they're going to get in and around 20-25 million for each of them players.
I know.
Then when you look at some of the others that may go, they'll get 7 to 10 million for them.
Yeah.
So you're looking at,
So they're probably better off.
they'll probably pocket around £200 million from us getting relegated.
I know what you're saying, but I don't think that they're.
Then the wage bill comes off.
I'm
That's
not,
it. This is what I'm saying.
I don't want to stick up for them, but I think if they wanted us to go down, they could have done it without paying out
But
this money for Bowen. I think they're just incompetent.
But
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And do you know one of the problems is? They're so sheltered. They're so sheltered from everything that's going on around them. That geezer, Sullivan, right, allegedly is a bit of a recluse. He goes in his house, he stays in his house, he does his business in his house, he's got his office in his house,
watches Cardiff in his house.
watches cut, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, all of that. He comes out to watch the football, so he steps into a Rolls Royce in his gated.
Well, I don't know. The other day he was a kip up there, wasn't he?
What?
He was a kip.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Fast asleep.
Sometimes he might be looking down.
Yeah, he
never
might be
know.
looking at a monitor or something.
He does have that monitor in front of him.
He,
Mate, you look like he was asleep with me.
but listen, so he comes out of his house when it's time for football, gets in a Rolls Royce, drives him all the way to the ground, he doesn't have an interaction with any fan, unless he bumps into someone in a petrol station or something like that, right? He gets drove into this little stadium here through a gate where he sees no one but corporate people and the people that serve him.
Bunch of arse lickers, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Gets out of there, straight back in his Rolls Royce, straight back to his house where he does all his business.
Yeah, he lives in a bubble.
Doesn't see the outside well.
They're in a bubble.
Doesn't, like I've heard through good sources, doesn't use YouTube, doesn't use Twitter, doesn't look at any of this. And what people around him are saying, yeah, we'll be right.
His kids must talk to him, innit? He must because their kids are usually plugged in. Well, they're adults now.
Yeah, but he's a successful businessman. So he has done everything he's done for himself, and he's made a success of himself. So he's not going to listen to people that are not as successful as him.
Yeah, but this is the thing. What he really needs to realise is, again, he's not a football person. Get him football. But do you know who he should have got in as the director of football? Don Hutchinson. Don Hutchinson, right? I know. He is. I'm telling you, Don Hutchinson. He is.
Come out of the blue.
No, if you look at him, Don Hutchinson, right? He is so switched on when it comes to football players from around Europe. Watches so much football. He has such great opinions on players. He's clued up. He's switched on. If you have someone like that connected to the club, right? He could have worked with David Moyes. He's someone who goes and watches again all these different leagues and can say, like, what do you need? Okay, you need this type of player. There's this guy here. He's exactly what you need. He knows, like, we sign players, he's seen them play it. Imagine getting someone like that. You need football people.
When these two leave, when these two are finished with football, and they take their money out of football, and then they go retire or whatever, that's when it'll all come out. Nobody will say anything at the minute because they're still employers. Don Hutchinson won't say anything about them. Ian Bishop won't say anything about them. Because at the time, at this point in time,
Well, listen. You say that Tony Cottee come out and and Tony Cottee still works for the club. But Tony
TC, right?
He's a fan.
He's a big fan.
He's a big fan and he's a big legend as well. You know what I mean? Like, they need TC more than TC needs.
Oh yeah, massive. Yeah, of course.
They can't touch
But
that sort of thing. But what I'm saying is, when they finish, this is when you get the full extent of it. That's when people start going, couldn't stand working for him.
We're going to find out.
Couldn't stand working for him. Didn't know what they was doing, didn't know what they were saying. And it'll all come out.
We just what we know is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what we don't know?
It's all going to start coming out. As soon as it happens, all of these people who are football now, they're going to turn around and go, they was the worst people ever. Didn't have a clue what they was doing. Pellegrini will start making it, like having interviews, you know, because he's probably under duress at the minute.
under duress, he's earning 8 million for sitting down doing 8.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll be in breach of contract.
Mate, you would be able. I would love. Do you know what? It'd be such a good documentary when they go like the Golden Sullivan era, interview all the ex-employees. Could you imagine the stuff they could find out? They have to do it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate that. Lovely.
You better take your tablet.
Yeah, my pre-hangover tablet, my hangover prevention. Jeez, cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
This is the thing. What I was talking about. If we go down, which is likely, right? Is you look at we're going to lose a lot of players. We're going to have to rebuild, and this is the worry. Because they have shown they can't even build. They've had 10 years and they've built nothing, right? No planning or anything. So if we have to rebuild...
That's the key. No plan. See, no plan.
So what are we going to do when we have to rebuild?
The best thing they ever done? Well, they brought Allardyce in.
Yeah.
Because Allardyce knew what needed to be done.
Yep.
And he said, go and get Kevin Nolan. Go and get so. But the best time...
That's the only time we had a player.
Interfered with him. Yeah. They still interfered with him and said, "Is this player random player?" Yeah, well, no, they might have, but that's not come out yet. That's not. But Sullivan still interfered, and he still said, "Have this player, have that player, have that player." He couldn't just go, "You know what you're doing. I trust you."
Okay.
You know there is something wrong when the media start advertising that there's something wrong. You know, Allardyce would have.
They've had enough time to.
Yeah, Allardyce would have. People would have known. It was on the Alan Brazil show, wasn't it? They would have known what Allardyce knew. Yeah. So for Allardyce to come out and say, "Oh yeah, I was given a present," they knew that was coming. Tony Cottee on TalkSport again, you know, coming out saying, it seems to be on TalkSport, everyone barring the Moose and Jim White are anti-Sullivan and Gold. Them two are the only two that, you know, are still kissing their feet.
Yeah, because they're seeing people start to turn that in that tide.
That's it.
You don't want to be the first people to say it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not that they get so much benefits. Like, you imagine Moose, like, he's very treated like royalty when he turns up here. Do you know what I mean? He's given a full buffet. And so
he gets more cake than, you know, they serving Greg's. Do you know what I mean? That's all I ever see the guy post about. Everywhere he goes Chelsea. Oh yeah, fantastic pint.
Do you know what it is?
He's a troll.
Day and evening, and they feed him.
Yeah. But that's
feed him a lot by the looks
Whereas
of it.
a lot of the media, like, that aren't connected to him and don't get anything, they're waking up to him. But you still see, I see a lot of accounts saying, like, because obviously we signed Bowen for like 25 million. Obviously, it's this much up front, blah blah blah. But like, if you look, they complain they don't sign players. Look, they've signed players. How can they complain about the owners? It's not about signing players. It's about no, but it's not just about signing any players. It's how you spend the money.
Listen,
it's how
I said to you when we were driving here. Now my memory is not the greatest, as we know, right? But from memory, this is the first transfer window we haven't got any money back in.
Yeah.
I know we've released a couple of youngsters.
And what I said is because we're signing these lot of players with no resale value. Yeah. The Carlos Sanchez, the Wilsheres.
He was trying.
Oh yeah. Roberto. None of these players. We've got all these players. So Reedy
wouldn't have a resale value. You know, let's be honest. Reedy's been a decent servant to this club.
No, like, look, I wouldn't want to see. I'd like to see Reed at least get to a testimonial. Do you know what I mean? He scored one of the most important goals.
I've never been a big fan of his, to be honest.
Mate,
he's a good player.
His injury record's terrible.
He's a good player, He's got a terrible injury record. His commitment to the club, I've questioned at times. That time, about 2015, when he was and trying to sort of force his way to a new contract. I've never felt he's a big personality. I don't think his personality is great. I think he's a miserable bastard that's never sort of, me as a fan, I've never connected with.
I think that comes across in interviews, but you don't, maybe his dressing room is different.
I don't think so. He's not like he's at the club, but I've never felt.
He has scored a goal that will be remembered forever.
But that could have dropped to anyone.
But he didn't. It
dropped to fucking Elliot Lee.
But Elliot Lee would have fucking skied it.
No, but you don't know that.
No, but look, it's Winston Reid, mate. Come on, you've got to give it up to him. I know you was a big fan, but look, he's not here. He's
still could have dropped to anyone. That could have dropped to a kid on the day that was making his debut. And he would have been.
Come on.
He could have had.
He can't live off of that as his career.
But he can't. But he'll always be remembered.
Don't deserve a testimonial just for that.
No,
he's done 10 years for the.
He's been a decent servant.
16-17 season, he was our best player. Hammer of the year, in my opinion.
His commitment to the club at time, he doesn't deserve a testimonial. In my money,
he's been here for 10 years.
Someone
though,
like
so
James
should
Collins.
get one. No, James Collins should have got one.
James Collins should have got one.
But on a technicality, he misses that. Yeah. But Winston Reid has been here 10 years, uninterrupted. He did get fancied and Arsenal sniffing around. Yeah, they gave him a better contract, and it was a fucking incredible contract, 7 years or something ridiculous. However, he stayed. And I know he's been injured. He hasn't asked to be injured. I thought they should get one. But we've sort of gone off the point is the reason why, like I said, we haven't, because they said they wanted this one in, one out policy. But because of the players they've signed, we have no one we can shift out. Which is probably why, and that's the reason why we probably didn't sign people earlier, because they wanted to sell before buying.
I would break my neck for James Collins right now. Honestly.
Do you think they put Holland's out on loan? Kemp, I think, has gone out on loan. Do you think they've sent these youngsters out on loan now to be prepared for when if we go down?
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Has Josh Cullen been given another contract as well?
Yeah. No, but let's be real. You say that, but if we was 8th, they'd be on loan anyway. I don't think they've just sent them out on loan because we better get experience for the championship.
If we were 8th, our under 23s are in like the whatever European thing, and they're flying high in the Premier League too. So surely you'd keep your best players to be playing in that, so you go and win that.
Right. Shall we start wrapping this up? Because I know this place is
closing up.
Thank you so much to Smoke and Bubbles, of course, for hosting us once again.
The food is fantastic. I've actually got to eat some today.
On the table to show it off.
I'm gonna have to. We're gonna try to finish these beers they've brought out since they're closing. Jeez.
You'll be alright.
For them for hosting us as usual. Going for all the fan cams and all that. Pretty dire today, I'm afraid. They're not great. They're not a lot of positivity around. Go and follow us if you're new around here. Subscribe to us. That was that great. Leave a thumbs up. Follow us on all social media.
Something that may be a bit more light-hearted they can listen to is the podcast. Go and check out the podcast. It's a bit of fun we had on there.
Right, you finish it.
Can I come on one? Can I come on podcast one day?
Well, yeah, you can, but we usually get people on that are a bit different. That are a bit,
cheers. Thanks.
Yeah. Who are you again? No, it was. Yeah, but listen. Please check out the podcast. Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. The West Ham Fan TV podcast. I'm trying to come up with a better name, but go and binge on that. It's a bit of fun. Lots of interesting guests.
Thank you very much. What I feel left to say.
Come on, you irons.